Do you have any concerns about your FBI director? Do you have confidence in him?
Yes, I do.
Mr. President, you declared a national emergency to get funding for the wall. Why have you not considered the conditions for migrant children a similar national emergency?
Well, we're getting funding hopefully today. Hopefully they'll be passing the bill. It's a humane bill, and that's what we want. It's all about humanity. It's about helping children. What's happened is just so sad, because if the Democrats approved the loopholes, where they knocked out the loopholes and we changed asylum, the whole border would be fixed. In the meantime, Mexico is doing much more for us than, frankly, the Democrats in Congress. So it's a real simple thing to do, and they just refuse to do it. But I think we should probably be successful with the humanitarian aid, and I think that's going to have a big impact. Just remember, we are treating them and doing a much better job than the Obama administration. And the one difficulty we have is because the country is doing so well economically, probably the best it's ever done in the history of our country. People are coming up that you've never seen anything like it. They all want a piece of the action, and they have to come in legally. So we've been very strong on the border. Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much.
Moving along.
The president said there, when asked about the migrant crisis or about the border, the president said that we are treating the children very well. And because he's made that statement, I'm going to go back and read to you our reporting on how those children are being treated, as we did in just the last few minutes. That specific question has to do with this border facility not far from El Paso, Texas, where they've been keeping migrant children under what's been described as deplorable conditions. I told you that a legal delegation went in to take a look at the conditions there and then reported back. Our reporting is as follows. The resignations of the Customs and Border Protection Chief, or the acting one, comes on July the 5th. His resignation comes as Americans demand answers over the treatment of migrant children held in U.S. custody. We reported yesterday on horrendous conditions at one border facility in Clint, Texas, near El Paso. A legal team visited and issued a stunning report on what they saw. They say about 300 children were there, some for weeks, even though U.S. rules say the kids must be transferred after 3 days. One lawyer said the children, many not yet in their teens, were taking care of infants and toddlers. In other words, young migrant children less than 10 years old taking care of infants and toddlers. Their clothes covered in snot. No access to toothbrushes or toothpaste or soap. Basic necessities for any of us, and all the more so for children. We reported accurately here yesterday that were these prisoners of war instead of innocent children, those withholding of those items would be violations of the Geneva Convention. That's what the president considers treating well the children of migrants who came across the border without documents. Children who are now separated from their families, 100 of whom were transferred elsewhere and were today returned to that facility, which is incapable of providing toothbrushes and toothpaste and soap, where children were sitting in their own filth. Those are the facts at that facility. And add to that the fact that the director of the owned facility said that it was better capable of housing children than other facilities of the kind. A Fox Urgent, the Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell,